Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This time, in the flesh. I mean, I'm always in the flesh, just now you can see me. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because this time around, we're going to be ranking Pokemon Legends Arceus' Hisuian form Pokemon. So, there's not a lot to go over, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to just rank them all and kind of give my takes on some of these designs, because some of these are pretty good, and then there are some that are really bad. So, it's going to be fun. I have, of course, here in the tier maker, I have S, and I have Arceus under S, because that's the highest tier. Gotta have that in there. He's the deity Pokemon, so we gotta have that in there. A, it's going to be incredible. These are going to be incredible designs. Maybe not S tier, but they are still great designs nonetheless. Then we have great Pokemans. We got pretty good Pokemans. And then we got D tier, which are Pokemon that can have so much better designs. Like you can just picture the better designs in your head. And then we have the recycled Pokemon. We're going to be putting the bad designs in there basically. So I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Tier Maker by now, but just in case you're not familiar with it, that's the rundown. Let's get into this. I am so excited and also nerve-wracking because I don't know a lot of these names. Okay, up first we have Growlithe. Now, I hate to start off with this tier. I think he's an S tier. He's an S tier. I'm sorry. Like, just look at him. I forget the reference, but I believe he's like referencing like statues if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so Growlithe is basically referencing like Japanese folklore. You know, there's some canine folklore that in Japanese culture, and I guess Growlithe is referencing that, so that's pretty neat. Hey, the more you know. But yeah, he's S tier, obviously. Just look at him. Look at him. He's so amazing. I love him. I love him. And then we have Arcanine. I hate to be that guy. I don't really like Arcanine's design in this game. I think he has a great design, his original form. I think that's a pretty great design, especially going from Growlithe to Arcanine. You can see the progression there. The colors change, and I'm not too fond of the color change here. I don't like the dark with the red. I like black and red, but honestly, it would look much better with the original colors. And I was hoping that the shiny form would at least have that, but nope.
No way. Not this time.
He's not incredible. I don't think he's incredible. I think he might be great, because I don't think it's a bad design. I think if it was different colors, I think I might like it more. But yeah, or pretty good. We'll change these throughout, because I might look at another Pokemon and be like, yeah, he doesn't compare to Arcanine, or that Pokemon doesn't compare to Growlithe or whatever. So we'll change these. So great for now. He's a pretty good design. He's a pretty good Pokemon. We'll flip here and there, but I don't hate the design. It's just something about it. I don't like the spike on his head, but for now, pretty good. He's a pretty good Pokemon. Voltorb. What do we have to do with Voltorb? Voltorb. This might come as a shock. I kind of like Voltorb in this game. I've never liked Voltorb, okay? Like, I get he's supposed to be a giant Pokeball. And, that's kind of his shtick, like, right? He fools people into thinking he's a Pokeball, and even though he's freaking-normous, like, how are you supposed to get fooled by? In the older games, you would get fooled and think that it's an item, and then, oh, no, it's a Voltorb, so that's cool. That's all it got going for it. In this, he has basically the same design. Except his face, so he's like a wooden carving. Like, he's like a wooden ball. His eyebrows aren't just like, pictured on. They're not just stamped on. They're actually carved to be eyebrows. I just really like how it's like a wooden ball. Like I don't know, something about that I really dig. Putting him over Arcanine. I mean that's bold, but yeah, I'm gonna do it. I really like Voltorb. I don't know. I really like Voltorb. Up next we got Hisuian Electrode. Now, you would think, oh, well, if you like Voltorb so much, Electrode would be also a great Pokemon, right? No, he wouldn't. I like how his eyes are, like his eyes don't match up with Voltorb's, and I kind of like that. Like his eyes are like carved in the same vein as Voltorb's eyebrows, and maybe his eyes. I can't tell from this picture, but I like how it's kind of like caved in to make it look like, you know, eyes. That said, the mouth kind of just throws me off a little bit. Honestly, I think you could do better. I think you could do more. You know, because I get that they're doing like they can't go too far from the original design, right? That's the problem, right? I wasn't a big fan of these designs before, so you know, like what else could you do to make it better? But obviously, I really like Voltorb, even though he's kind of the same. But I don't know. I really dig Voltorb, but Electrode, make him a different ball. You know, like why does he have to be the same colors and stuff? Like this is like the one, or you know, this is like the rare exception where I'll be like, okay, if you change colors in an evolution, I'm okay with that. Normally, like with Arcanine, I didn't like the color change. Here, I wouldn't mind like a different ball, you know? Alright, up next we have Qwilfish. Now, I did not expect this. I did not expect this Pokemon to get a Hisuian form. I mean, I'm happy. Whenever I found it, I was like, oh, okay, so just this form, just this Pokemon change, right? I didn't expect anything beyond this form. Of course, we'll get into that later, but yeah, Qwilfish. I don't know. So I think I might put him in C. I think he's a pretty good Pokemon. He's not like spectacular or anything. You know, he's not trying to be spectacular. He's just doing his own thing. I don't know. I don't really have a problem with him. That's the thing. I think he's kind of C, like in the middle. Like, I don't find this offensive at all. Or I don't know how they could do better. Because I like the colors, so that's something. Alright, Qwilfish, C tier. He's pretty good. Up next, we have the evolution of Qwilfish, which is... I forgot the name. Overqwil. Because this is a new evolution. Because if I remember correctly, Qwilfish didn't have an evolution. So this is new from what I remember. So yeah, where is this guy gonna go? Alright, forgot his name. Overqwil. Obviously. What else would it be? Overqwil. I see where they're going with this. I think they're going with either like a sea urchin or like a navy mine, right? Like the ones you would see in Finding Nemo. Yeah, he's probably like a sea urchin. There's a lot of Pokemon where I like the reference more than the actual Pokemon. And I think this is that case. So, should I do Could It Be Better? Or it's pretty good. I'm going to do D. I'm not the biggest fan of the design, okay? I like the reference, but... And maybe do better is a bit iffy on this Pokemon because, like, where would you go from here, you know? Like, from Qwilfish to here, it makes sense, right? The evolution makes sense. it's just not the evolution that I particularly like. So that's all I have to say for Overqwil. Alright, up next we have Hisuian Sneasel, which I kind of like, actually. So I like the colors, even though they're a bit off-putting, right? Like, there's something kind of just weird about this color scheme. But, you know, like the habitat that you find them in makes sense. I believe you find them in the highlands, so I kind of like it. I kind of dig it. It's a little bit weird and off-putting, but at the same time, it just works for me. I don't think it's incredible, though. I think it's a great Pokemon. Yeah, I think it's a great Pokemon. Now, I don't know if y'all played through Arceus and seen all of these forms, because, again, you know, obviously this is all spoiler, but we have the evolution of Sneasel, which is, of course, Sneasler. Sneasler is recycled because this is a trash design. This, okay, I don't want to say trash. It's not a great design because first off, he looks like he's in a bodysuit, right? You know those like skin tight bodysuits that, you know, usually like there's not a face to it, and there was a phase a while back that people just wore these things. This is what Sneasler looks like, but with a face, and it's just so lanky and weird. I can't put him any higher. I can't put him any. If there was a tier below this, I would put him there, because I'd put them there because it just looks so weird to me. I don't understand how you get from this design to this design. I get like the claws are big, but the claws are just, they just don't look good. The original form looked incredible. I mean, I don't know if it was better than than Sneasel, but it was definitely better than this. Like, I would, if on this list, I would probably rank it as maybe incredible. Like, I would rank Sneasler as incredible, the original form. But this looks bad. I'm sorry. This just looks so weird. It looks so wonky. Don't know. So that's going in the recycling bin. Up next, we have Sliggoo, which I actually kind of like this one. I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of dig Sliggoo. I don't know. I think the shell is just what's doing it for me. It's like a little snail. I don't know if it's incredible, but what I do know is Sliggoo is at least great Pokemon. Is at least a great Pokemon. I kind of dig it. The more I see it, the more I'm like, oh wow, that's a really great design. I really like it. Yeah, it's a great Pokemon. And of course, after Sliggoo, we have Goodra. Goodra, now, I like the original form of Goodra. I do. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. This one, I thought I liked it more when I first saw it, because I thought the shell was a tail, and I thought it was like a little bit smaller, and so I was like, okay, I kind of like it. Now, looking back, I don't like it as much. I don't know. Is it down here in D? That's a tough one, because I don't think it's a bad design at all. I mean, this tier could also do better. That, you know, I named them, you know, a little differently, but obviously there's room to improve for all these tiers, except for S, because they're perfect. But I think it's a pretty good Pokemon. I think it's a pretty good Pokemon. I don't know. I'm torn between the two, because, like, I don't really look back fondly on it, but I also don't hate it. I don't know. I think it's a pretty good design. Definitely not as good as this one. Sliggoo is the best out of this line, easily. If I ever got a shiny, I would keep it as Sliggoo. Up next, we have Lilligant. I hope I'm saying that right. Lilligant or Lilligant. Lilligant. That sounds better. I don't know why. Anyways, this Pokemon Now this is actually a Hisuian form, if I'm remembering correctly, because I even forgot when I first encountered this Pokemon. I actually thought it was a new design, or I thought it was like an entirely new Pokemon line, or like at least a new evolution, because yeah, it just looks so different, right? That said, I'm not the biggest fan of the design, honestly. I think the eyes are a little weird, right? I think the eyes are a little weird. I think it could do better, basically. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad design at all. But it definitely could do better. Let's move on to Avalugg. Avalugg is, I guess, the Hisuian form of Avalugg, if that's the original name. I'm guessing so, because they don't change names when it's just the, different forms. But Avalugg, or Avalugg, I don't know, Avalugg. Again, my Pokemon pronunciations are horrible, and I have to look up almost every one of these names. So I should have warned y'all at the beginning, but I'm just being open with y'all. Avalugg. Where is Avalugg? I think he's a pretty good design. I don't think he's in the much better. I think he's a pretty good design. I like how he has like big tusk, right? Like a mammoth, right? I really dig that. I think he's pretty good. I think he's a pretty good design. I think the colors are a bit iffy, but like also the colors make sense, right? He's ice and there's ground underneath him, so it makes sense. It's just I like him. I like him. He's pretty good. Up next we have Basculin, which I mean, so Basculin's an interesting one, because like it's hard to judge Pokemon on their base forms when when the Pokemon's not trying to be anything more than it is, right? Basculin is basically just like a bass. He's just a fish, right? Like, I feel bad putting him in you should be better than just a fish, okay? Like, I don't know, like, I think he's a pretty great design. I mean, the only thing that's different, I guess, if we're judging these Pokemon based on their Hisuian designs, I think could do better, or he's a pretty good Pokemon with little to work on. But at the same time, like, obviously it's more about his evolution, right? Which I guess for some of these are, but I don't know. He's not. I feel weird for putting him in C, because I really do like the Basculin design. Like, I think it's a solid fish design, It just, nothing about it just is bad, That said, I think I'm going to put him as great Pokemon. Alright, and then of course we have Basculegion, which I think he's incredible. I think this is going to be our first incredible of the day, because I like that he's like a little ghost fish. I really like. Well, I mean, I say little. He's pretty big. He's humongous. Which, it's funny. Riding Basculegion, I don't really enjoy. Like, I don't like when I ride him. I'm like, he doesn't look that cool. But whenever you just see him, he looks dope. Like, he looks really cool. I love the little ghostly auras coming from his backside. I really like that. And he's got his red stripe. I love his red stripe. And apparently there's I don't know if this is shiny or like the blue stripes back, but some of these designs are new to me. So, some of these Pokemon I haven't encountered in the wild, or, I've heard about them from other people. But yeah, that said, Basculegion he's incredible. He's A tier, in my opinion. I really like him. Up next, we have Wyrdeer. Now, Wyrdeer. What a weird deer. I think, so I'm torn between S and A. I really like this design. I think this is an incredible, very elegant design for Wyrdeer. I think it was a good Pokemon to choose for, riding around in the open world, right? It definitely gives Princess Mononoke vibes, if you've ever seen that movie. So, for that alone, I really, I wouldn't battle with this Pokemon. I wouldn't really have it on my team. But the design is incredible. I love the design. So, very elegant, very cool, and it's a Wyrdeer. So, yeah, we're going with it. Alright, up next we have Braviary, which, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I've never really enjoyed this evolution line. And the new Hisuian form, hang on, let me look at the original form. I just looked it up. I actually like the original design a little bit better. I don't know how that happened, because I remember looking at Braviary and thinking, it's okay. But I think I like the design a little bit better. So what I like about this Braviary, and it's not going in this tier. from the way I'm talking about it, it's not going in that tier. But I like the thing on his forehead. I really like that, psychic kind of design of, I don't know, it's a very, it's like a neon, hologram kind of thing on its head. I really dig that. I think the head itself, the feathers behind him, I think that's a little, weird. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. So yeah, it could be much better. But I do like some aspects of this Pokemon. Alright, up next we have Kleavor. Kleavor is a pretty cool Pokemon. I haven't obtained him myself yet. Of course, I've beaten the game already, so I have encountered him. It's pretty dope. I really like Kleavor. And I like how just the line in general, you have Scyther, and he has sides for arms. And then you have Scizor, which, they're not really scissors, but, And then you have Kleavor. It all makes sense, right? Their names match up, and you can see it progressing through. And I love Kleavor. I think he's S tier. I think Kleavor is straight up S tier. I really like Kleavor. That was easier than I thought, because I thought I'd be torn between S and A, but the more I think about it, he's S tier. Alright, we got Ursaluna, which... so I've been flipping around this Pokemon for a while now. Whether I like it or I don't like it. The thing is, so when it comes to Pokemon evolutions, right? You see a progression. Ursaluna kind of just does his own thing. With it, it goes from 2 Pokemon that stand up to now he's 4-legged all of a sudden, which makes sense because he's a bear. And I get that. I see these cool references on Lunar, the moon. That's how he evolves. If you don't know that, if there's a full moon and you have a certain item, you evolve him that way. That's really neat. But his design, doesn't do it for me. I think he's going in D. I don't think it's a bad design. But it just doesn't work for me personally. All right, up next we have Zorua. I don't know how to say the name, to be honest with you. But I love this Pokemon. I love this. I love the whole line. So, but which is better? That's the thing. So, this one in particular, I think this one's really cute. Definite plus. One is going to go in S and one is going to go in A. I just don't know what. I think this one's going in S because I love the ghostly features on it. I do wish the typing was ice at least. Ice ghost. I know there's already an ice ghost, but come on. It lives in, these ice lands. why is it just normal? I don't. It's just kind of a weird choice. I like the fact that it's like a normal ghost. Like I like the idea of a Pokemon being a normal ghost type. This one in particular, I kind of wish it was ice. It would make a little bit more sense, but I like it. I like it a lot. That makes Zoroark A tier. I might flip between the two every other day, depending on how I feel. But either way, I just don't want to put both of these in S tier because I feel like that'd be a little bit overkill. But these are great designs, both of them. It makes sense, right? They both, unlike Growlithe and Arcanine, where they look not completely different, but their colors are really different. It's like, okay, how do we get here? Why isn't Growlithe black and red? Like why is? And don't get me wrong, I like that Growlithe looks normal, looks like the regular Growlithe, but yeah. So the evolutionary line for Zoroark is great, fantastic, excellent. Definitely the best new designs in this game, like both of them combined. I feel weird putting both of them in S tier. I'm thinking about it, but I feel like we would be taking so much of S tier. But that said, let's move on because we got the starters next. Because actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the legendaries. Let's get those out of the way because there's not a lot of new forms. And the forms that we do have are not great. So, Dialga, I get what they're going for. They're making them look like Arceus, right? They're making them look like Arceus. The problem is, they weren't originally designed to look like Arceus. Like, when the Diamond and Pearl were made. So when you have designs, when you're trying to, awkwardly trying to form a Pokemon into like an already pre-existing design like Arceus, it just looks weird. This is in the recycling bin. I'm sorry. It just doesn't look good. Palkia, on the other hand, looks a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie. I think it looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit more natural. Just a little. But yeah. I think Dialga has like, with his two big front freaking feet, Dialga is goofy as all heck. That's a no-brainer. Palkia, there's some elegance to Palkia. I like the wings that Palkia has. But putting Palkia in D just feels weird. It feels wrong. So I'm not going to do it. I think these both designs... I think if you're going to give legendary Pokemon new designs, why make them like this? Why try to limit the creativity of giving a legendary Pokemon a new design by, giving them the template of another pre-existing Pokemon? Why are you trying to make Palkia and Dialga into Arceus? Like, I get, with the lore and stuff, I get that. But even so, they don't have to look like horses. Like, you didn't have to make them horses. That's not something that needed to be done. Yet here we are. Let's move on. I'm getting a little too heated about this, but... So up next, we have Enamorus. Now, this is also another Pokemon that I have yet to encounter. A buddy of mine told me about this one, and I was actually pretty stoked. I didn't look it up because I wanted to know the design myself by going out and seeing the design. I'm really weird when it comes to spoilers in Pokemon. Well, I guess not weird. I just don't want to see the Pokemon. But also at the same time, I do. Just I want to see them in the game, So like there'll be some guides where I actually like straight up look up like, how do you evolve this Pokemon? And then on the other hand, I'll be like, but don't show me what it looks like, It's, I don't know. That's a whole another tangent. Enamorus apparently has two forms, according to this tiermaker.com. It's a thing. So we're going to do the turtle design first. I say turtle design. That's what it looks like. It looks like a turtle. Not gonna lie, doesn't look the best, but I do like me some turtles. I think it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good Pokemon. Okay, so the second form of Enamorus. Okay, so the second form of Enamorus is this form. Now, this form is much better. I like this form. I don't know what that turtle form is, because when I looked up, like, you know, Enamorus, this one popped up more. So I don't know. And I don't want to, like, read into it more, because, you know, I want to discover a little bit more, you know, for myself. So there's that. But this one I really like. I haven't gotten too much time with this Pokemon, so saying S tier is a bit too strong. I think A. I think this is an incredible design. I really like this design, actually. I don't know. I just dig it. I'm looking at like a screenshot now. It's like a snake. It's a snake wrapping around. I really like this design. I really like this design. Okay, now here comes the starters. You know, we heard rumors before Pokemon Arceus that the starters were gonna have different forms. That's fantastic. I love me some new starter forms. Their last evolution in particular. Typhlosion, Samurott, Decidueye. That said, I wish the actual Sinnoh starters, like Chimchar and Piplup and Turtwig, all that, I wish they got new designs. What the heck's up with that? You know, this is kind of like in their region, so I would assume they would also have newer designs, but that's a little tangent for another day. But that said, let's start off with Samurott. Samurott is not my favorite design. I appreciate the dark colors, obviously, for the dark type. That said, I don't like the white mustache. I think that's a little weird and off-putting for a Pokemon. I don't know why I said it like that. So, Samurott, I think it's a pretty great Pokemon. I don't think there's a lot of bad starter Pokemon designs. I mean, there definitely are, but not a lot. And Samurott, I think Samurott, the problem with it also stays a little too close to the original. I thought it was going to be something like really, really unique and interesting. That could be said about all of the starters designs, by the way. I wish they did a little bit more with some of them. Which brings us to our next one. Typhlosion. I've never liked Typhlosion. Or, here's a hot take. I've never really liked Gen 2 starters. You know, Cyndaquil, Chikorita, and Totodile. I've never been the biggest fan of those starters. Over the years, I've leaned towards Chikorita. I started out with Cyndaquil, and then I got to Typhlosion, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. But, you know, I was stuck with it. And then I moved over to Totodile. Now I end with Chikorita. I really like Chikorita's line's design. That said, we're talking about Typhlosion here. And Typhlosion is basically the same, right? Which would normally mean that I would put him lower because like I said, I do not like Typhlosion. In design, I think he's a weak design for a fire starter. Typhlosion in this game is a Fire Ghost. Fire Ghost, that's a really cool combination. I really like that combination. And Typhlosion's design, while it doesn't do an incredible job at portraying that, you know, very cool, unique. I mean, I say unique. There's a couple Pokemon that have that typing, but I think what it does, and it's so little, the ring around Typhlosion in this game looks incredible. Now, one of the problems I have with Typhlosion is that the fire and it's a little thing. The fire doesn't stay on, right? Typhlosion and maybe like it, and it's only for battles and stuff, but like, I don't know. Keep it on. Why? You look like a big rat that's standing up. You look like a little Hakuna Matata looking thing. It's just weird looking. It doesn't look like a fire starter, like without the fire. And it looks really cool. Typhlosion, I'll be honest, doesn't look that much cooler with the fire for the original design. So Typhlosion originally doesn't have a ring of fire or anything. Instead, it's on the back, right? And so it's just like a shield of fire, right? It doesn't go down its back, which is the second evolution of in the Cyndaquil Typhlosion line. I really like. I like how it's on the head and it's like a mohawk and it's on the tail. I really like how it like spreads out the fire in that sense. Typhlosion only keeps the fire on its neck, on the back of its neck in the original design. This one, on the other hand, goes like around the neck. And not only that, it's like a ghostly fire. And I don't know why. There's something about ghostly fire or like ghostly aura, right? I think we're seeing a pattern here. I like ghost type. I came to this realization the other day. I really like ghost type. And I don't know why. I think this the weird aura with it that they have usually. I really dig it. So I need more time with Typhlosion to really get a hard answer. But at the same time, I don't think it's incredible. I don't think it's an incredible design. But I don't think it's lower than Samurai. So Samurai is lower for me. Even though Typhlosion's still this weird rat, right, that's standing up. I think Typhlosion is cool with the ring of ghostly fire around his neck. But that's it. That and the color change. And like the eyes and his mannerisms are a little weird. But all in all, he's kind of the same. So I think he's pretty good. Wow. Whoa. Hang on. I don't know where to put him anymore. The whole spectrum is shaking. I don't know where to put him. You know what? I'll put him with Samurai. Which leads us to Decidueye. Decidueye is one of my favorite starters. Like starter evolutions. The original design. I love that it's like this archer. And it's a grass ghost type. Again, ghost Pokemon are so cool. I don't know why. but not just ghost Pokemon. When you pair ghost with something like Ghost and Fire, something about it, it's just so cool. It gives a level of mysterious like auras, and I don't know, like Ghost and Normal, you have this weird unnatural being. I don't know, I really enjoy it. So when you take Decidueye, the original design of Decidueye, the Alolan Decidueye, if you will, you take that grass and ghost type and you make it a grass and fighting type. Now, grass and fighting is interesting, but I don't like it that much. That said, that's just the typing. The actual design is, I think it's better than these guys. That said, I do have some qualms. We're going to put it in A because it is better than Typhlosion and Samurai. That said, Decidueye, I get what they're going for this. They're going for a Japanese inspired, like a lone wanderer, right? You've seen it. The guy who walks into town. It's kind of the Western when you think about it also. But, like old samurai movies, right? A guy walks into town. He's new in town. But anyways, Decidueye looks to be that lone wanderer. He walks in. He's got his straw hat. He's got the usually like a trench coat or a not trench, like a cape of some kind. I say cape, but you know, it's something around him, right? That kind of symbolizes his wings. And he's like the samurai dude. And you know, he even has a grass blade as one of his attacks. He's a samurai, essentially, or you know, he's playing off that design. That said, I appreciate that. I appreciate the thought. But there's a few things about him that just don't work for me personally. So first, his wings, right? I feel like his wings should be a little bit longer, right? It like when you look at his body, he's got a lot going on up here, like in his torso, and then his legs, there's nothing. So there's like a weird disconnect there for me. Like if he made his wings longer, it would go further down and it would kind of cover that and not make it look like, you know, he skipped leg day. Which, on another note, his legs are huge. I think if you made his legs a little bit smaller, a little bit skinnier, I think he would look a little bit better. Then again, I'm not a character designer or a designer at any capacity, really. I design decent YouTube thumbnails, but that's about it. So it's hard, you know, I'm not going to say like, oh, you know, that would instantly make it better. I just think that could make it better, at least for me personally. And obviously this whole thing is based on me personally. Like, this is what, as a whole, I would put these Pokemon in terms of design and, you know, a little bit with their typing and stuff. But overall, that's what I would rank the Hisuian forms. Let me know in the comments below where you would put these Pokemon. And if I remember, I will try to link this down below so you can rank them at home, in your very home. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. And also, let me know if you like this style of videos. I've been meaning to do more of these kinds of videos. More casual, more, you know, get to know me and my face a little bit more. Stuff like that. And then just this is more of a chill environment, you know. You know, no script, although I did have to look up a lot of these Pokemon names, because even the ones that I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure I know this one, I'm like, I didn't remember a lot of these Pokemon. That said, again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. God bless.